was an attempt at interference in the election.
Will we have a final and clear public investigation so Canadians know the truth?
This Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, has spent more time in scandal over the last 8 years than not.
No welcome tweet, no airport hug. Is Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau getting the Modi snub?
People remember the SNC-Lavalin scandal that took down Jody Wilson-Raybould. People remember his dealings with the We charity. Of course, people remember that this Prime Minister was found guilty of accepting illegal vacations.
Trying to reorder the thoughts. We worked with the lobby.
And you know what? He's become a pro at dealing with scandal. Every single scandal, he does a number of things. First, he denies it.
The allegations in the Globe story this morning are false.
Then he goes on a holiday. And then he comes back and throws somebody under the bus.
I am therefore tendering my resignation.
Then he starts gaslighting Canadians, saying that it really isn't what they think it is.
At the time, I was fairly confident. I was very confident that I hadn't acted in a way that I felt was in any way inappropriate.
And friends, we're seeing the exact same thing happening again. Over the last number of months, we've seen reports of CSIS and other officials in our security agencies that have called out this Prime Minister, stating that the Prime Minister knew about foreign interference by the communist agents in Beijing trying to influence our democracy.
Chinese officials are reacting to reports that China interfered in the last Canadian federal election. The documents suggest that China had two clear goals: to ensure a minority Liberal government was elected and to defeat certain Conservative candidates.
Friends, this is serious stuff. We've now seen detailed reports that Beijing was trying to influence our last two elections. And the sad part about it is the Prime Minister knew about it. As a matter of fact, we now have in our hands a report that was given to the Prime Minister that reads, the committee found that some foreign states conducted sophisticated foreign interference activities against Canada. Those activities posed a significant risk to national security, principally by undermining Canada's fundamental institutions and eroding the rights and freedoms of Canadians. As the layers of this scandal continue to be stripped away, we're finding out that even members of Parliament were directly targeted because of their votes in the House of Commons.
Minister, when did you first find out that a PRC diplomat was targeting me and my family?
I've learned it through the news.
Why is this diplomat still here?
You know, as Foreign Minister, I take this extremely seriously. You've asked me questions regarding foreign interference in the past. I've always said that, of course, we would never tolerate any. And second, we would make sure that, if there was any violation of the Vienna Convention, we would take action.
Minister, Article 9 of the Vienna Convention is clear.
I will just, if I can.
I've heard your answer.
No, but I'm not finished.
You have given accreditation to a diplomat here who is using his diplomatic immunity to target not just me and my family, but other members of Parliament. So why do you, Minister, continue to allow this diplomat to be accredited in this country on Canadian soil? That is the question, and you haven't answered the question.
Well, let me be able to answer the question. And of course, Michael, I understand your frustration and I understand your anger. So
we haven't expelled a single PRC diplomat.
Can I just
We are
finish?
one of the only democratic
Mr.
allies in the
Speaker.
NATO alliance that has not expelled a single PRC diplomat. And Canadians are being targeted by the over 100 diplomats accredited here.
Yes, okay, thank you.
There's nothing more important to our democracy than members of Parliament being able to go to the House of Commons and represent their constituents. It's unthinkable that a foreign government could target their families and their safety because of their votes that are happening here on Parliament Hill. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister knew about these allegations and did nothing about it. The Prime Minister was holding this report in his office at the same time that he first got questioned about the allegations that surfaced in the media. And so he's back to his old patterns. First, he denied it. He was holding this report in his office at the same time that he was telling Canadians he knew nothing about these allegations.
Prime Minister refused to specifically answer what he knew and when.
I know that no matter what I say, Canadians continue to have questions about what we did and what we didn't.
Then he took off on a holiday. And after he got back from his vacation, we all know what he does next. He's looking for somebody to throw under the bus. So he appoints his good buddy, his ski chalet neighbor, to be a special rapporteur, somebody who is going to give him cover as the allegations continue to mount. And when Canadians and the media started to ask questions about why he appointed his buddy, who also happened to sit on the Trudeau Foundation, incidentally, a foundation that received money from China specifically intended to influence this Prime Minister, the Prime Minister said, "You're all wrong."
Smearing the prosecutor, smearing David Johnston and his team are absolutely irresponsible and unserious.
Given the highly partisan atmosphere around my appointment and work, my leadership has had the opposite effect. I am therefore tendering my resignation.
So there's just one step left. He's going to start gaslighting Canadians. He's going to tell Canadians it's not really that important, that Canadians should really be holding the opposition to account for his lack of action. He's going to say a whole bunch of stuff that's going to gaslight Canadians. Canadians know better, though. They've seen this story before. They've seen this scandal played out time and time again, but Canadians are catching on. But hold up. Why does it really matter? Well, this scandal is different than his last scandals. This one actually is undermining the democracy and the foundations of our country. And we now know what the Prime Minister has known for some time, that Beijing operatives were directly attacking Justin Trudeau's opponents. They were targeting Conservative candidates across this country, hoping and working to ensure that they lost. Can you imagine? The Prime Minister knew that a foreign government was trying to influence our elections and attack his opponents, and he didn't do a thing about it. You know what the worst thing about this is? He could have done something about it. Our allies in Britain, in Australia, in the United States have put forward agent registries as well as deported and arrested people that are involved in these types of activities. But the Prime Minister did none of it. The question Canadians have to ask is why? A democracy only works when people trust the systems and the institutions that the democracy is built on. For many Canadians, this scandal has rocked that trust. At the end of the day, it's about integrity. Not just the Prime Minister's integrity, because I know many Canadians doubt that, but the integrity of the institutions and the foundations of our democracy. I'm fighting for that. I believe in it. Justin Trudeau might think that this is just another run-of-the-mill scandal like every other one that he's been involved in. But it's not. This is about our fundamental democracy. We're going to keep on fighting to make sure that Canadians know what really happened. And as always, thanks for watching.